an extraordinarily rare and extremely significant archaeological discovery has been unearthed in Jerusalem.
Beneath the sacred stones of Temple Mount lies a mystery, a secret that has shaken faith, history, and science for over 3,000 years. Deep within its bedrock, archaeologists have uncovered anomalous signals compelling enough to spark a staggering claim. A deliberately crafted metallic structure exists beneath Temple Mount, perfectly matching the biblical description of the Ark of the Covenant, which is the most powerful artifact in all of human history. What signals have scientists found? Could the Ark of the Covenant, the holy relic said to house the Ten Commandments and the very power of God, still rest beneath the mount, entombed for over 2 millennia? But first, let us unravel how the Ark vanished into the shadows of time. Jerusalem, a city of gold, blood, and eternal promises. It has witnessed 3 temples, countless wars, and a myriad of prophecies. Yet one question remains unanswered, echoing through the ages. Where is the Ark of the Covenant? According to the Book of Kings, around 957 BCE, King Solomon placed the Ark within the Holy of Holies, the most sacred chamber of the First Temple. This was the place said to hold the Shekinah, the direct presence of God Himself. But then, after nearly 3 centuries, the Ark vanishes from Scripture. Its final mention comes during the reign of King Josiah, around 622 BCE, when priests undertook a grand reformation, cleansing the temple of foreign idols. After that, the Ark is never spoken of again. When the Babylonians swept into Jerusalem in 587 BCE, burning the temple to the ground, their records of plunder, meticulous in detail, make no mention of the Ark among their spoils. It was gone before the enemy could claim it. The question lingers: where did it go? Centuries later, when the Jews rebuilt the Second Temple, the Ark was conspicuously absent. In its place, they set a flat stone called the Even Shtia, the foundation stone of creation, directly atop the former site of the Holy of Holies. Some scholars propose this stone was no mere symbol, but a seal, capping a vault that concealed the Ark itself. According to Talmud Yoma 53b, when the priests entered the Holy of Holies, they saw the ends of the Ark's carrying poles protruding from behind the curtain. But later, they were no longer visible, for the Ark had been buried in its place. From the Hebrew phrase gimen bimkomo, buried in its place, a bold hypothesis emerges. As the Babylonian threat loomed, the Levite priests lowered the Ark into a secret chamber beneath the altar, sealed it, and covered it with stone to hide it forever. When Herod the Great expanded Temple Mount in the 1st century BCE, he poured thousands of tons of stone to reinforce the foundation. In doing so, he may have inadvertently sealed the Ark's vault for eternity, embedding it within the very bedrock we see today. For centuries, this theory remained a matter of faith, until modern technology began to pierce the stone. Between 2015 and 2022, research teams from Israel, Greece, and the National Technical University of Athens, NTUA, conducted ground-penetrating radar GPR scans around the Western Wall and Haram al-Sharif. Their data revealed a rectangular void, buried 12 meters beneath the surface, aligned precisely with the ancient axis of the Holy of Holies. Magnetometry scans detected an unusual magnetic field spike, 20 to 25 nanoteslas above the surrounding baseline, centered directly beneath the dome of the rock, the heart of Temple Mount. The Israel Antiquities Authority, IAA, cautiously suggested this could be a remnant of a quarry or a Herodian structure. But independent researchers noted the chamber's shape was unlike typical quarries, square, symmetrical, and seemingly lined with walls. In soil samples from the western wall's edge, microscopic gold particles were found, mixed with silver in a 3-to-1 ratio, a hallmark alloy of Jerusalem's goldsmithing from the First Temple period. If this is mere coincidence, it is a remarkable one. Yet archaeology can only go so far. Direct excavation beneath Temple Mount is strictly forbidden. Under the stewardship of the Jordanian Islamic Waqf, any attempt to dig is deemed a religious and political violation. Thus, all research relies on non-invasive techniques, ground-penetrating radar, magnetometry, and muon tomography imaging. Despite these constraints, the findings have stunned the scientific community. In 2023, excavations at the Hebrew University's Ophel site uncovered clay seals, or boule, dating to the time of Josiah, precisely when the Ark was last recorded. One seal bore the name Nathan Melech, servant of the king, a figure mentioned in 2 Kings 23. This confirms one undeniable truth: Josiah's era was real, and religious activity at the temple was fervent. If the Ark was hidden, this was the moment it would have been done. To understand further, we must turn to the ancient texts. Mishnah Shekalim 6:1 speaks of a chamber beneath the altar where the high priest could store sacred objects. Talmud Yoma 53b declares, the Ark was buried in its own place directly beneath the Holy of Holies. The Copper Scroll 3Q15, discovered at Qumran, lists 64 locations where temple treasures were hidden. Entry 32 describes a golden vessel containing the Book of the Covenant, buried in a rock crevice in Judea. Mainstream scholars dismiss this as metaphor, but independent archaeologists see it as a literal treasure map. Another source, 2 Maccabees 2:4-8, recounts how the prophet Jeremiah hid the Ark in a cave on Mount Nebo, east of the Jordan River, stating, "The place shall remain unknown until God gathers his people." These texts contradict one another. One places the Ark in Jerusalem, another in Judea, another in Nebo. Yet they share a common thread. The Ark was not destroyed. It was hidden, awaiting rediscovery. In 2021, the NTUA Athens GPR team released detailed findings. Multiple layered chambers, arranged like a honeycomb, exist within Temple Mount. One square chamber, measuring 3.8 by 2.3 meters, closely matches the biblical dimensions of the Ark, 2.5 by 1.5 cubits, or roughly 1.3 by 1.3 meters, 0.8 meters. That same year, superconducting quantum interference device, SQUID magnetometers, detected minute magnetic fluctuations along a north-south axis, suggesting a conductive metallic object deep below. The IAA's 2023 report officially noted unexcavated cavities confirmed by geophysical imaging and trace gold samples matching Iron Age II Jerusalem alloys. No one dares draw firm conclusions, but the message is clear. Something metallic lies beneath the stone. From here, a controversial theory ignites. The Ark of the Covenant is not merely a reliquary, it is an ancient energy device. As described in Exodus 25, its structure is eerily suited for a capacitor, an acacia wood core, an insulator, coated inside and out with gold, a conductor, topped with two golden cherubim that could function as electrodes. If it contained granite or quartz, charged by geological fields, the Ark could generate an electric arc, the fire of God. As texts describe, lightning flashed between the cherubim. Physicists call this an arc discharge phenomenon, electricity sparking in an ionized medium. Some engineers liken it to the Baghdad battery, a 2,000-year-old electrochemical device found in Mesopotamia. The Arc's geoelectrical resonator hypothesis posits that Temple Mount sits at the convergence of two magnetic fault lines, the Jerusalem Fault and Mount Zion Line, creating a potent electromagnetic zone. If placed at its center, the Ark could resonate, emitting high-intensity electromagnetic energy. If true, the Shekinah, God's presence, may have been a physical phenomenon, a glowing plasma generated by the Ark. Mainstream archaeologists dismiss such claims as pseudoscience, yet the physical evidence persists. Magnetic anomalies, a metallic chamber, and an uncanny alignment. The question remains, if the Ark is truly beneath Temple Mount, can we verify it without digging? The answer is yes, through cutting-edge technology. Researchers propose combining three non-invasive methods: muon tomography, squid magnetometry, and electrical resistivity tomography, ERT. Muon tomography, used to scan the Great Pyramid of Giza, can produce 3D images of dense cavities within stone with less than 30 centimeters of error. A sealed vault containing the Ark would cast a distinct muon shadow. ERT measures subsurface electrical resistivity. Metal conducts electricity, producing a low-resistance signal. By overlaying ERT data with magnetic maps, researchers can pinpoint a conductive anomaly, the likely location of the arc. Squid magnetometers detect minute magnetic fluctuations from metal objects even 20 meters below stone. All these methods comply with the non-invasive mandate: no digging, no drilling. If all three techniques converge on a single point, a sealed chamber beneath the Holy of Holies with metallic signatures, the conclusion would be nearly undeniable, even without opening the vault. At that moment, the question shifts from "does the Ark exist?" to "when will humanity dare to uncover it?" But opening it may be the gravest mistake. In 1 Samuel 6, when the people of Beth Shemesh peered inside the Ark, 70 died for looking upon the sacred. Modern physicists suggest that if the Ark is a charged capacitor, a sudden discharge could be lethal. Touching it would be akin to handling a high-powered plasma generator. Thus, serious archaeological proposals warn no one should attempt to open the vault, even if its location is confirmed. For in the worst case, the Shekinah may not be merely symbolic. It may be raw, untamed energy. Yet beyond the physical risks lie profound religious and political consequences. Temple Mount is a shared holy site for three major faiths: Judaism, Islam, and Christianity. If the Ark, central to Jewish tradition, is confirmed beneath the Dome of the Rock, the religious power structure in Jerusalem would tremble. It could bolster Israel's claim to the temple site, escalating tensions with the Islamic Waqf and the Arab world. For Christianity, the Ark's existence would validate the Old Testament, while raising questions about the continuity between the Old and New Covenants. For Islam, it would challenge traditions tying the Dome of the Rock to the Prophet Muhammad's journey. A single archaeological discovery could thus ignite a global crisis of faith. In this context, Israeli authorities remain silent. The IAA acknowledges subchambers, but insists no definitive evidence links them to the Ark. The Waqf dismisses all claims, attributing magnetic anomalies to natural limestone or urban infrastructure, yet independent researchers keep uncovering strangeness. In 2025, pH sensors in Western tunnels detected unusual acidity consistent with slowly decaying wood in a sealed environment. Some scientists speculate an organic object, perhaps preserved, lies within. No one dares claim it is the Ark, but all agree something unusual lies below. One Israeli archaeologist put it starkly: Temple Mount is humanity's Pandora's box. If opened, we may find the source of faith or its end. It's hard to argue. From thousands of tiny clues, seals, gold traces, voids, magnetic anomalies, a coherent picture emerges. Jerusalem once guarded a sacred metallic object, and it never left. Some religious physicists even suggest the Ark still emits faint energy, its electromagnetic field a vital sign, pulsing beneath Temple Mount. If true, for 2,600 years, humanity has lived atop a divine machine, unaware. But the strangest detail lies not in physical evidence, but in symbolic convergence. The Bible recounts that when Solomon completed the temple and placed the Ark within, a thick cloud filled the house, and God's glory left the priests unable to stand. Today, magnetometry reveals two symmetrical magnetic peaks at Temple Mount, resembling the two golden cherubim with wings touching. The Jerusalem Fault, a geological rift, runs directly beneath the Dome of the Rock, the foundation stone, traditionally called the place where God created the world. Is this all coincidence? Or did ancient priests understand Earth's energy structure, building the temple as a cosmic resonator? If the Ark was its core, a heart capacitor, Temple Mount may have been a planetary energy transformer. When the Ark was sealed, that system shut down, and perhaps humanity lost a sacred connection between energy and faith. If one day, advanced imaging confirms a sealed chamber beneath the Holy of Holies, with metallic signatures matching the Ark's dimensions, humanity will face its final choice. Do we open it, or let the secret sleep beneath the stones of history? For some truths may not be meant to be seen. What keeps the Ark of the Covenant alive is its place on the razor's edge between science and faith. With each technological leap, the question returns: Are we ready to see the divine through physical eyes? In the 20th century, the quest for the Ark obsessed not just scholars, but intelligence agencies. Declassified CIA Sunstreak files from 1988 document a psychic mission to locate a chest-like object emitting energy in the Middle East. No empirical evidence emerged, but it reveals the Ark's status, not mere myth, but a strategic target. During the Cold War, as the US and Soviet Union pursued high-energy technologies and electromagnetic weapons, some researchers believed the Ark held the key to ancient electromagnetic principles, a resonant capacitor system. Experimental models at Los Alamos in 1972, mimicking the Ark's structure, produced high-voltage plasma discharges without traditional anodes. Though unproven as a device, the parallels raise a question. Did ancient priests know more about energy than we realize? In Kabbalistic tradition, the Ark is called the Merkava, a sacred chariot linking Earth to the heavens. In physics, electromagnetic resonance between metal layers and geomagnetic fields can produce plasma waves, a pillar of light, mirroring the column of fire that guided Israel by night. This convergence of symbol and phenomenon has led historians to coin the term electrotheology, faith built on real energy experiences that ancient people could not articulate scientifically. If we entertain this idea, the Ark was not just a religious object, but a theological technology, a device bridging consciousness, electromagnetism, and ritual. The instructions in Exodus: do not touch the Ark with bare hands, stand 3 steps away, place the cherubim facing each other, sound less like divine rites and more like high-voltage safety protocols. This leads to a daring possibility. If the Ark remains beneath Temple Mount, it may be the last intact relic of a lost ancient knowledge, where religion and technology were one. Modern archaeology is shifting its approach. The Muon Vision Jerusalem 2026 project, a collaboration between Hebrew University and CERN, plans to deploy high-sensitivity muon detectors around Temple Mount, akin to those that revealed a hidden chamber in Egypt's Great Pyramid in 2017. If approved by the Waqf and UNESCO, this could be humanity's first glimpse through the sacred stone without violation. Meanwhile, the Temple Sifting Project continues analyzing over 500,000 soil samples from the site, searching for traces of precious metals and ancient DNA. In 2025, a preliminary report identified gold-silver alloy traces matching 10th century BCE metallurgy, the era of Solomon. No intact object was found, but the evidence suggests a large-scale metalworking operation, possibly where the Ark was crafted. Thus, both archaeology and science inch toward the final threshold, proving the Ark's existence without opening its vault. Yet the greatest question is not where is the Ark, but what happens if it's found? If confirmed beneath Temple Mount, the Ark would be the greatest archaeological and religious discovery in history, eclipsing Tutankhamun's tomb or the Dead Sea Scrolls. But its impact would ripple far beyond. In a world where religion and politics intertwine, an absolute symbol like the Ark could destabilize global order. 3 faiths, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, lay claim to Temple Mount. A single misstep could ignite conflict. For this reason, many experts believe that if the Ark is found, Israel and religious authorities would opt for silence or permanent sealing. But silence cannot erase the deeper question. What happens when faith is confirmed by fact? When the divine is proven physical, the line between spirituality and science dissolves. What was once called miracle may become technology, and at that moment, our very definition of divine must be rewritten. Perhaps this is why the Ark remains hidden, not for lack of technology, but because humanity lacks the humility to face the sacred made real. Temple Mount stands, its stones layered, like the strata of memory. Beneath them may lie a sealed vault, or merely the void of faith. Yet whatever it holds, it has driven humanity to search for 3,000 years. In the winds of Jerusalem, we may still hear the words of the prophet Jeremiah from 2 Maccabees. The place shall remain unknown until God gathers his people. Perhaps the Ark of the Covenant never vanished. It waits for the moment when humanity is mature enough to understand that God's power lies not in an object, but in our courage to question our own faith. And when we find that courage, the door beneath Temple Mount may open, not by hand, but by knowledge.